Greetings, greetings, family. Sister Shanice in the house, coming to you live and direct. How are you doing? I certainly hope that all is well with you. I certainly hope that you have risen in power, risen in strength, and risen to accomplish much today. Yes, it's Wednesday, and as always, I come to you this evening with some really interesting and it's insightful information about us as a people. This is a show where we talk about all things African from an African-centered perspective, and really looking forward to our conversation with you today. So as I usually do, I'm going to grab the link and be posting it out to our wonderful followers, and let me just do that behind the scenes now as well. And in fact, let's get it up on here, and then I'll also try and get it on the phone as well, so that I can be sharing the link via the phone. And please do share the link for me as well. It really helps me to reach our family. Okay, it helps if I put that on mute, so we don't get that feedback. So I've got a very special guest that's going to be joining us a little later in the show today. Unfortunately, he won't be with us for the entire show, but nevertheless, it's good that he's going to be finding the time to join us because he is so busy. And I'm going to let you hear from him yourself, but he has his own talk show in Jamaica. Yes, in sunny Jamaica, he has his own talk show, very highly respected member of our community. And the title for today's discussion with him is going to be Politics or Politricks. And I know my laptop freezes, so apologies in advance. You just have to work with me. I know, as you always do, but apologies in advance if I'm freezing. Okay, so our guest is going to be talking about politics or politics in Jamaica. It's the post-election period in Jamaica at the moment. So everyone is kind of reflecting on the results, the turnout. It was a very low turnout. And so it'd be interesting to hear your views, your thoughts, and your opinion about why the turnout was so low. In fact, it was about 60% of the population that didn't turn out to actually vote. What is that telling us? What does that mean? Are people just fed up of politics? Is it that they have no confidence in the political system as we know it today? Could that be the reason why so many Jamaicans didn't actually turn out? Could it be that they just didn't have any confidence either of the political parties, and so there just wasn't anyone there that they felt represented their interests, why they didn't bother turning out for the elections today? And if that is the case, what does that say about the political system as we know it? What does that say? I'm going to have to turn the fan on because it's so hot. So apologies. Let's hope it doesn't make up too much noise around there. Woo! Okay, that's better. Get a bit of fan. So what does that say about the current political system? If so many people are just voting with their feet, really, and not and deciding that they're not going to participate in the political system, does that suggest that it's not fit for purpose? And if it's not fit for purpose, doesn't that mean that it needs to be changed? And if so, what would the process be about changing the political system in Jamaica? So we're going to be having the conversation with our special guest today, Brother Conrad O'Brien, and he was introduced to me by Ras Ho-Shing. You might remember him from our show a couple of strongs ago, just prior to the elections in Jamaica. He was a special guest on our show, and he was talking about his preferred candidate. He was also enlightening us about the political situation in Jamaica. So we're going to look and we're going to reflect on Jamaica's politics, the political situation from our perspective. Okay, so for those of you who see the flyer, you know our brother Conrad and what he looks like. And for those of you who haven't, he's going to be joining us. So the political system as we know it, is it really an Afrocentric political system, or is it a Eurocentric political system? And we have to ask this question because, you know, we're talking about the Caribbean. We're talking about the political system that governs the Caribbean. And obviously, we would expect to have a political system that is suitable and fit for our purposes. But if 60% of the population is basically voting with their feet and not coming out to vote, I think that sends a very strong message about what the views and opinions are of the political system. Do you not? Or is it that, you know, people are just too busy? Or is it that there just wasn't enough publicity or promotion about the fact that elections were happening and most people, you know, just didn't know about it? Or, you know, were people paid to stay at home? I mean, what's going on? This is an opportunity for the family to let the powers that be know what their views, thoughts and opinions are about the current Prime Minister as well. I mean, he's been in power, what, 2 terms, 10 years? So now he's not going to get another 5 years. Is he that good? Is everything in Jamaica that great? Why people didn't bother turn out to vote because they thought to themselves, oh, well, you know, better the devil we know, you know, even though there might be all of these issues and scandals, you know, we can work with it. Is that what it is? Even though, you know, we might be concerned about the health system, the hospitals in Jamaica, we might be concerned about the education system, we might be concerned about the sort of political, you know, alliances that the government of Jamaica is making. But you know what, we're going to go along with it. Is that the kind of view of the people in Jamaica, why they returned returned the incumbent president for another term? I don't know, but we're going to be having a conversation with our guest, brother Conrad O'Brien, a little later in the show today. And I'm looking forward to that conversation. So between now and then after he leaves us, because he can't stay with us for the entire show, I'm going to be putting a couple of topics on the table for us to discuss. And I'll probably even post the link, okay, so that you can join us, so that you can join me on the platform live, should you wish to do so. That we've done that before and it goes down really well. So you've got notice this time, okay? I'm giving you notice that should you want to join us, you can do so. You can join us either just using your audio or you can join us using your video, okay? And what are the rules for joining this platform and for engaging with me on this platform? The rules are, of course, that, you know, no profanities, that you are mindful that you're talking to a wide audience, that, you know, you are respectful to other people's views and opinions. And it's okay if you have your own views and your own thoughts. But, you know, what's really important is that, you know, we respect other people's views. We have a conversation, we have a discussion. And if someone has an opposing view, you try and win them over with your argument, okay? You don't like beat up the person or swear after them or cost them or run them or anything like that. No, you know, we have a dialogue and a conversation and you try and win them over. All righty. So when I post the link later in the show today, if you want to join me on this platform, I will be very pleased, very delighted. When I say that, I remind me of my mom. Delighted. I would be very delighted for you to join me on this platform. My beautiful, beautiful mum's voice just rang in my ear there. So I'm just continuing to post the link out to family members so that they can easily just click the link and join me live and direct. I might start trying to use one of the other streaming platforms so that I can post the link out in advance. So I'll see how that goes. But for now, with Zoom, I'm unable to get the link for the show until I actually go live. And that's why, you know, you see me posting it here. And to those of you who actually post the links out for me as well, to those of you who share the links with family members and friends, I am so grateful to you, because as you know, I'm often multitasking as I try to do. But, you know, they say us as women are good at multitasking. Dare I say, they say we're better at multitasking than most men. Is that the case or not? Or have I just stepped into a bee's nest right there? You know, so spinning a few plates in the air at the same time, doing a bit of multitasking, sharing the link with family members and friends so that they can easily join in the conversation with us today. So yeah, if you can assist in that, that would be absolutely awesome. Okay, I think I've done enough sharing. I've shared to a few groups there. Let me go over to the chat and see who we have in the house. Let me see who has joined us so far. Okay, so if you're in the house, let me know by hitting me up in the chat. Just, you know, first of all, give me a thumbs up, give me a like. That would be great. Secondly, if you can also just drop a message, let me know where in the world you're actually viewing me from. And if you're hearing the banging in the background, sincere apologies for that. It will stop soon, but you know, they've got some works to do. So yeah, to everybody who's watching, sign into your YouTube account so that you can communicate with me in the chat, okay? Let's see who we've got in the house at the moment. Yeah, let's go over to the chat, okay, and see how many people we've actually got in the house. Yeah, we've got a few of you in the house. Yeah, please do continue to give me a thumbs up. That would be absolutely fantastic. Much appreciated, love. Okay, so we have got the Buffaloo in the house, the soldieress in the house. Rise up, soldieress. Good to have you in the house. Good day to you. We've got our beloved Kwame Oboje in the house. I think, Kwame, you must win the prize of my most regular supporter of this platform. I am just so grateful for your support. Rise up, brother Kwame Oboje, who says, Mami Shanice, you are good. Yes, he's rising up. Sheriff S. He can see Sheriff S in the house. How comes I can't see Sister Sheriff S in the house here? But anyway, Sister Sheriff S, we rise you up. You know, our thoughts are always with you. Sister Afrijamo, we rise you up as well. Look forward to your return and you joining us as well. Stay strong and powerful. Brother Kwame Oboje, as always, you know, he keeps the chat alive. He loves to interact with you, so please do interact with our brother as well. We've got the Black African lady in the house. Rise up, watching us all the way from Zambia. Great to have you in the house, Black African lady. You know what, Black African lady, I would love if you were to come live a bit later in the show when I post the link, because, you know, we all heard about the really awful chemical spillage that happened in the Zambia. And that chemical spillage, we heard, actually polluted the waters, the main water supply for millions, I think millions of Zambians. Is that the case? And what was the upshot of that? Did the government actually carry out serious investigations? Have they got rid of the company that was responsible for the chemical spillage? And what's happened as a result of the cleanup? It was very worrying when we heard about what happened, because obviously water, you know, is our livelihood. We all depend on water. You might be hearing the thunder there. We all depend on water. You know, and our people on the continent, they use the water for washing. You know, some go to the river to wash, obviously for drinking, and then in other places and past there's water holes for the cattle. But if it's all been polluted, what has been the upshot of that really dreadful chemical spillage? I know if I was in government, not one member of that company that was responsible for the spillage would still be there, and they would Oh no, they're not stuck giving money to sort out the disastrous results and impact of the situation, and they would also be required to compensate every single one of the residents, you know, who has been affected by that spillage. So what was the upshot of that? Black African lady would love to hear from you on that, if you know. We've got Sister Dorothy in the house. Rise up, rise up. We've got Sister Verna Duncan in the house. Rise up, sis. I know you've just recently released a book and you've got training programs going on and counseling courses. Feel free to drop the link in the chat. And I don't delete anything that's posted in the chat. So if you do post any links, you know, to showcase any of the good works that you're doing and it disappears, I can assure you it's not because I've deleted it, okay? It would be YouTube itself. Just repost it. We want to know about the services that our people are providing. We want to know about the good works that you're doing out there in the community, okay? So yeah, post a link to your book, post a link to your services. It's all good. Okay, so I know there are more of you who are viewing me right now, but you're not dropping me any messages. Just say hi, Sister Shanice. I'm watching you from the UK or in the Caribbean, and if so, where in the Caribbean, or I'm watching you from America. Just let me know where in the world you're watching me from. Okay, I know I've got a global audience, and I really appreciate your support as always. Okay, so my guest is going to be joining me probably in about 15 minutes time, okay? And so I've got a couple of topics that I would like us to discuss, and I think those topics may take, I'll tell you what the topics are, and I'll go into them in detail after our guest, or maybe one of them I'll go into after we've had the interview with our guest, and one of them, if I get a chance, I'll do before then. So one of the topics I want to discuss is the recent report about that young Black student who was found hanging from a tree in Mississippi. And the area where this young Black student was found hanging from a tree is in the same county where they actually lynched Kemet Till. So I want us to have a conversation about what's going on out there, because the incident happened very, very recently, and already the police are saying that no foul play is suspected. And my immediate thought is, how can you be saying that so soon? You've not had an opportunity to carry out any thorough or meaningful investigations, but you are already saying that you don't suspect any foul play. That's certainly not the views of the parents and the family of this individual. So I want us to have a bit of a conversation about that. Is that the sort of thing that we do as Africans when we want to take out our life, you know? And I must say, you know, if this topic is going to impact adversely on you in any way, apologies in advance. Please do, you know, if you feel that you're at the end of your tether, get help, advice, and support. Find somebody to talk to. Okay, don't go out this way. You leave an entire community, you leave your family in shatters. You know, reach out to family members, reach out to friends, reach out to someone who's got a listening ear. You know, life is invaluable. You know, you beat like something like 30 million sperms to be here before you even arrived on this planet Earth. You had to fight your way, you know, to be the sperm that was actually incubated in your mother's womb, okay? And you fought off around 30 million sperms in order to be here today. And so the last thing you want to be thinking about doing is taking your own life. Because why? Because you're here for a purpose. You don't beat off 30 million sperms to arrive here and it's not for a purpose. Yeah, so there is a purpose for you, and you need to fulfill that purpose while you're here. So generally, suicide is not something that we as a community or we as a people have a tendency to do. So when something like this happens, it's very, very concerning indeed for us as a people, okay, as a family and as a community. So I'd really love us to have a bit of a conversation and a bit of a discussion about that particular case. And I think we'll go into that after we've heard from our guest today. There was another topic that jumped out at me today as well that I'd like us to talk about. And that one is the situation regarding Niger. There were 22 gunmen who actually, no, 22 people, sorry for that distraction there, who were killed today, unfortunately, really tragically, when gunmen opened fire on a baptism ceremony. I mean, how cowardly is that? You know, there's a baptism ceremony going on, and gunmen, you know, come in and take out 22 people. So I want to talk a bit about that story because, you know, there have been so many of these incidences that we hear about across the continent of Africa. It's got to come to the point now where we as a people are talking about security, you know, and that we raise awareness that our people who are living isolated in villages really need to be thinking about how they protect themselves. Okay, so I want us to have that conversation here as well. So we'll talk a bit about that. Also, family, I am absolutely delighted to let you know that I have put together a Black History Month online special, and I would be honored to have your presence at those History Month events. Okay, so I'm going to share that with you, a bit of information about that program with you as well. Okay, and some of you might say, oh, Black History Month is not important. What are your thoughts about our history? Now, we know that our history isn't just a month. Our history is every day. We know that. However, you would also, if you're a regular visitor to this channel, you would have met and you would have heard from the man himself, who was the founder of African History Month or Black History Month UK. Okay, and you would have heard him tell the story about why it was he felt that African History Month, we started as a day, remember, and now it's extended to a day, from a day to a month in the UKKK. Okay, so he actually shared with us the story about why Black History Month was important. And he also said to us that, you know, we've got to take that day. We've got to claim, not the day, the whole month. We've got to claim African History Month, and we've got to use it, you know, as an opportunity for us to be sharing with each other about our history. So I've put together a program that I'm going to be sharing with you about our history, and it's focusing, it's getting the information from the research that I've done in my book. I'm really excited about that program, so I'm going to be telling you about that in a very short while as well. But before I actually go into either of those topics for conversation, let me go over to the chat and just check that you are there with me and find out what messages you have for me. Are you hearing the thunder in the background there as well? Okay, let's go back to the chat. Okay, plenty more messages in the house. Thank you so much. Let's see who we've got in the house. Rise up, brother Kwame Oboje, firing in the chat as always. Enough love to you for that, beloved. We've got Sinovia in the house saying peace and love, Sister Shanice, and to everyone in the chat. Watching us from Atlanta, Georgia. Rise up, rise up. She says, your book is beautiful. It's a beautiful read, and it has now become part of my book collection. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sinovia. Much love to you. Great to know that someone in Atlanta is appreciate loving the works and the book. Thank you so much. Also, Brother Kwame says that the foolishness, man, these are backward idiots. Who's that you're talking about, beloved? Mammy Sinovia, are you still around, sis? Long time. Yes, obviously our sis is still around. So, yes, what a foolish man you're talking about. Let me know. Enough respect to Baba Achaba Sebo. Yes, indeed. That's the name of the great man who brought African History Day, which has turned into African History Month, to us here in the UKK. Oh, rise up, Brother Stephen. Good to have you in the house as well, sending us greetings. Also, Fannon, good to have you in the house as well. Yeah, come on, family. Please do let me know you're in the house. The Black lady, Africa, the Black African lady has said, yes, that's the case. People were affected and it's still being investigated. And I'll definitely come through to share the action that was taken. Absolutely fantastic, sis. We look forward to you sharing that information with us today. Rise up, Sister Dorothy in the house. Great to have you in the house as well. The lights are flickering here. I don't know if it's anything to do with the thunder and lightning, but you know, we'll keep it moving. It's all good. Okay, so let me welcome our guest who has joined us behind the scenes. Let me just go there. Yes, I can see that we have been joined by our brother Conrad. Brother Conrad is in the house. Beloved brother, are you ready to come live and direct to the audience? Rise up, rise up. Brother Conrad, put on my speaker so I can hear him when he comes through. I can see our brother Conrad is backstage there. My brother, please do take yourself off mute and switch on your camera to join us here on the Sister Shanice Show. We are looking forward to hearing from you. So yeah, please do unmute and join us. Maybe he's just getting ready to join us there, family. So let me carry on until our brother joins us. And as soon as he does, I will ask him to introduce himself to you. So as I was saying earlier, Jamaica is often sold to us as paradise, a Caribbean paradise island. And it truly, truly is. You know, it's a land of beaches, sunshine, endless possibilities. But beneath the beauty lies another reality. And that reality is politics, power, struggle for sovereignty, and, the struggle of the people here in Jamaica. And we know that there's a struggle here in Jamaica, that the people suffer, because we hear about the struggle through the music. We hear about the struggles from our callers and from our guests. So there is also another side to the beautiful Caribbean island of Jamaica. And let me just check to see if our guest is trying to message me via WhatsApp. Just want to make sure that he's not having any difficulty logging on, and that isn't preventing him from coming live. Oh, okay. So just want to check. No messages there. So our brother will switch on in a short while. So as I was saying, beneath the surface, obviously there are major challenges and major issues. And a couple of strongs ago, we had our brother Rasso Singh join us live and direct here on this platform. And he was sharing with us his political aspirations and hopes for Jamaica. And our guest today now, who's going to be joining us, is also going to be talking about the political situation in Jamaica. But obviously this is post-election time now, And so our guest, he has his own radio talk show. in Jamaica. He's at the forefront of politics in Jamaica. So I'm really looking forward to him speaking with us about the politics in Jamaica, because we're going to be getting it firsthand from someone who is a leading voice on the radio stations in Jamaica. And so there are, you know, a few people, I'd say, who are at the heartbeat and at the pulse of politics in Jamaica. Rasso Shing being one, and also, no, turn it on back, please. Rasso Shing being one, and our guest today, who's also another. And so, live on these discussions, we really do like to go beyond what we tend to hear about on the mainstream media and get beneath, get beneath the surface. And so that's going to be part of our live conversation discussion today, beneath the surface of the political situation in Jamaica. And, what is the reality of where Jamaican politics stands at the moment? Is Jamaica Afrocentric focus, or is it politically Eurocentric focus? So we want to hear from there, because around the world, we all are familiar with late greats like Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Paul Bogle, Nanny of the Maroons. I can't call the names of her brothers, sadly, in this list of lineup. So Bookman Dutty. We are aware of some of the revolutionary founding fathers in Jamaican politics. And so we know what their aspirations were for Jamaica. So what is the situation now? Has Jamaica sold out politically? My guest has gone, not sure what's happened there. What is the situation now? Where does Jamaica stand? They were leading. He's trying to get on, unable to get on. Now, let me see if I need to do something to change the settings. The reason being is because I was actually looking at the settings a little while ago, because I'm going to be doing a series of meetings, and so I did change the settings, but I've just done something. Let's hope that this works and brings our guest live and direct to you, our wonderful audience. Brother Conrad, can you please try again? Let me know if you're able. See if you can come through now. I've just enabled waiting room, and I did see a flicker. I did see you flicker. If you can just look on your phone or your laptop device to see if you've got a red arrow going through the audio and going through the video. If you have, just click that to unmute yourself and to take off the video, and you should come through. So I know our brother is back screen there. Let's see if there's anything more that I can do. No, answer start video. There we go. All right, so we're just going to try and bring our brother on, and so that you can hear from him, because wow, what a dynamic brother he is. And yes, are you still trying to log on, my brother? Let me just have a quick word on the phone. Not sure why he's not able to get through. Excuse me just a moment, family, as I talk directly to our brother and find out what the issue is. Rise up, rise up. Okay, can you see a red line going through your camera and through your audio? Are you trying to unmute? And nothing's happening. Okay, yes, please do try again. Okay, yes, okay, Right. So our brother is actually trying to get on as we speak, and he's going to try again here. Oh, certainly hope that he can get on. Yeah, we want to hear from our brother, do we not? Yeah. And this is, you know, the show where we're going to be reviewing the political situation in Jamaica from the perspective of a brother who is at the forefront of the politics, in discussing the politics in the country, because let's see if there's anything that, you know, I might be able to do around here. Just choose and show non-video participants. Non-video participants. Let me click on that. Oh, I've just clicked on something. My brother has come through. Okay, right now. I wonder if you can unmute. Do I have the control? So arts to start video, arts to unmute. Okay, so it's telling me to ask you to unmute and to ask you to start the video, which suggests that you have the control to do that, Brother Conrad. So as our brother tries to come live, what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy the link, copy the invite link, and I'm going to post it in the chat. And I wonder if someone in the chat could just jump on for a minute and test it for me, your end, so that I can see what's going on here. All righty. Yeah, someone in the chat, jump on and say hi. Just unmute yourself, your audio or your video. Let me see what's going on. I was tweaking the settings during the strong because I will be running a series of seminars and I needed to change the settings for those seminars. And I'm hoping that in so doing, I haven't completely reset it and blocking out my my guest. Okay, thank you, Brother Kwame Oboje, for joining us. Let's see if we can get our Brother Kwame to come through live. Brother Kwame, are you able to turn on your video and your audio? Okay, now I know Brother Kwame Oboje has been able to do so in the past. Show me some time. There's nothing here that can allow me to change those settings. Oh, goodness gracious me. Okay, how can I do that? Okay, clearly we've got a bit of a challenge here. I'm gonna try and go into the settings for this meeting. Open recordings, see, edit. Let's see what I can edit here. If anyone knows what I need to do and can drop me a message in the chat to give me a bit of guidance as to how I can get my guests to come live, where I need to go in order to do so, I would really appreciate that, because, you know, let me see. Kwame Oboje, please speak to me.
Yes, it's Alicia, I'm here. Yes, it's me.
Okay, so rise up, Brother Kwame. Good to hear your voice.
No problem, my sister.
Thank you. At least I know the audio side of things works.
Yeah.
What about the camera? Are you able to come live on camera? I know you may not be.
I think I'm only on audio, sister.
Just on audio. Okay, well, thank you so much. At least our brother Conrad should be able to come through on audio. Now, did you have any difficulty? And if so, what did you need to do in order to be able to come through on audio?
For me?
Yes, please.
You want to discuss something about with Brother Conrad about Jamaica, isn't it?
Yeah. No, what I mean is, when you added yourself,
yes.
when you came live, what did you need to do so that you could take off your?
Oh, okay. I think you sent the link, didn't you?
Yeah. So
yeah, that's why I went into the link.
And then you came on. Did you take yourself off mute?
Yes, I did.
You did,
yes.
And that worked. Okay, that works for you. Okay, thank you so much for testing the system for me, Brother Kwame Oboje. Rise up yourself as always.
No problem.
Okay, so at least we ought to be able to hear our brother Conrad via audio.
I'm gonna go back to your thing, the chat. Yeah, so I'll talk to you later on. No problem.
Please do. Thank you so much.
No problem. No problem.
Okay, I'm gonna send. No, but he's already got the link. So, Brother Conrad, we just did a tester there, and Brother Kwame Oboje was able to come through. There must be something your end that's preventing you from unmuting. Maybe if you come out and then come back in again, please, Brother Conrad. Maybe I tweaked something, and because Brother Kwame came in afterwards, he was able to come through. But because you came in before, that could be a problem. So please log out and then log back in again. That would be great if you could do so. I'm just sending that message. Please log out. And back again. Thanks for your patience, family. It's going to be worth waiting for. All right. Okay. Right. So I've just sent him that message. Hopefully he'll see that. And you know what? Let me just ask him to do that. It'll be quicker. And then I'll go over to the chat and I'll take some of your messages in the meantime. Okay. Yeah, Brother Conrad, I wonder if you could. No, just log out and log back in again. It might be, I've changed some settings my end. So log out and log back in again and see if that works. Thank you so much. Okay, he's gonna log out and log back in again. Let's see if that works. In the meantime, between time, let me go to the chat and hear Wagwan in your neck of the woods. Okay. We have our challenges on this platform, but you see, I persevere, don't I? I do persevere. If it's not one thing, it's something else. But we're keeping it moving. Okay, I'm just waiting for Brother Conrad to log out. Please log out, Brother Conrad, and then log back in again. Okay. Is that a blouse that I have on, Sister Shanice? It's beautiful. Oh, thank you so much. I do make the effort for you all when I come live. It's a throwover. It's something that I can just put on when it's really hot. I just throw it over, and it's really light. And I bought it when I visited. I think it's from Dubai. This one. Thank you so much for that, Synovia. And Synovia is bigging up Brother Kwame. It's always nice to hear your voice, she says. Yes, indeed. Rise up, Brother Kwame, who's got a strong, powerful African voice. Our Brother Conrad. Yeah, please log out, Brother Conrad. Sit down. Ah, great. Just logged out. And hopefully he'll be logging back in again. Right. Yeah, so drop me a message, family. Let's keep the chat lively. And let's see who else we've got in the house that's maybe not coming up on my phone. Because it's really funny. Sometimes I see some messages and some names, and other times I don't see them coming through. Okay. See if this works this time with our brother is able to come through. Otherwise, I'll go over to some of the stories. Otherwise, I'll just have to sail the ship, the big ship solo pilot. But I certainly hope that that's not the case, and that our brother will be able to join us today. And thank you so much for your patience. Oh my goodness, it's taken up a bit of time. but we will most definitely get there. In the meantime, oh, right, our brother's back. Let me admit him and see if he's able to join us. So here we go. Does it work? I can see him my end. Let's see if he's able to take off his video and his audio so that he can join us. Woo, what's going on? Oh, right. My brother Conrad, I can see that you've joined us there. You're still muted and still your video is not coming up. But it may be that, are you able to use another device? Are you able to use your phone if you're using your laptop, or if you're using your phone, are you able to use your laptop, please, and try that way? Because you're still not coming through. Okay. Our brother is trying, but he's still not able to join us. Yeah, so I don't know if he's hearing me, so let me give him a call again, and he's raised his hand there. So what more I can do? So he wants to unmute. Let's do that. Let's start video. Just done that. Well, I could try making him a host. Let me try making him a host and see what happens there. We'll try making our brother a host and see if he can come through if I make him the host. Right, try again, please, brother Conrad. Just made you a host there, but your video is still off. Your camera is still muted. Oh, we're not getting any success there. Okay, what I'm going to do is give him a quick call, ask him if he can try and use another device. If you're hearing me, beloved, if you could try and use another device. And in the meantime, I'll come with one of our topics that I wanted us to discuss today. Yes, my brother. I want to. Oh, yes. Is that your phone? Yes. Right. Right. And you're still not coming through. I wonder what I could try some. Right. Yeah, I haven't. Let's try that. Yeah, go if you go into the chat on YouTube, click the link that I've posted in YouTube and come through the way that Brother Kwame did. I know that we should be able to hear you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, brilliant. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, all righty. Yes, as you can tell, family, we are doing our best to bring our guests live and direct. Yeah, is anyone else in the chat also able to test the system for me? Any of you able to come live and test it your end? That would be great, because I want to know if it's my end, because I did actually, as I said, have to change some settings for the seminars that I'm going to be running at a later date. I didn't realize that it might have affected my stream. That could be the reason. I'm just not sure what's going on. So I welcome your help and assistance here. Is there anyone who's watching live who's prepared to just jump on and put your video on? Yeah, quick time, fix up, put down something. Yeah. And just go live for 2 minutes or even 1 minute and let me know what's going on. I would really love to be able to test the system. this evening. So testing, 1, 2, 1, 2 family. Who's going to come live so that we can do a quick test? The link's in the chat. Just scroll up and you will see the link. Please do go in and come live. Yeah. Oh, Errol, what about you, Trey? Oh yeah, I've got the light on your phone. I wonder if you could use this one. Oh, Sister Carmen's in the house. Rise up, Sister Carmen. Listening, you said I'm coming over bright and clear. Thank you so much. Okay, I've just been joined by someone on iPhone who's going to try and do a test for me. Let's see if they're able to come through. Are you able to take yourself off mute? The person on the iPhone.
Hi, Sister Shanice. This is Zenobia Ridley. Zenobia.
Rise up, Sister Zenobia. Great to hear your voice. How you doing?
I would show my face, but I'm just getting off from work, people.
Yeah, that's okay. What about just putting it up to the ceiling or something? I want to know if the camera works. Just hold it up to the ceiling or away from yourself. I just want to know if we can get the camera to work or not. Yeah. Okay. Oh, look at you, beautiful queen. Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much. Yeah, it works. Okay, at least I know it works. You look absolutely stunning. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to have you in the house. Rise up. Look at our queen.
Oh my gosh, no.
We can see you. We can see you. And you look stunning. Thank you so much. You're like a model. Oh, Sister Queen.
Greetings to the chat. Greetings to the chat.
Getting to know each other in the house, family. Sister Queen just came on live and direct, tested the video for us and the audio, and it's working perfectly. Thank you, Sister Queen Zenobia.
Thank
much
you.
Love. Much love.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye for now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to read the story about the young man in America that was found hanging. And I'll keep going until I actually hear the voice of our special guest. So this is a story that really troubled me, family. And, you know, I hope I'm not going to be touching on anything that may have impacted anyone, a member of your family very closely, because I know that, you know, suicide and death, you know, it's the worst thing that can happen, especially when it's unexpected and untimely, you know. But, you know, please do find help. Find someone who you can reach out to, someone who you can talk to if you feel like, you know, life's not worth living, because none of us should get to that place and that point in time where you feel like life's not worth living and you want to take your own life. Because I genuinely believe that all of us are here for a purpose, and we have to fulfill that purpose while we're here. And if we don't fulfill our purpose, it will be as if we never lived. And, you know, our life must count for something. And while we're here, we have to be working towards leaving a legacy behind. Well, you know, family, it's been reported that a young Black student was actually found hanging from a tree in Mississippi. And the family is seeking to have an independent autopsy to try and get to the bottom of this particular situation. Let me see if, so that you're not just looking at me, let me share screen so that you can read the story with me. And so that we can have a bit of a conversation about this particular case, family. It's a very tragic case, and it also has very serious implications as well. So you can see now my screen, and I'll read. Oh. The family of a Black student found hanging from a tree in Delta State University in Cleveland, Mississippi, is requesting an independent autopsy to identify the true cause of death. Demartraven Trey, for short, Reed's lifeless body was found at 7:05 a.m. on Monday at the campus, according to police. Investigation said there was no evidence of foul play. And my thing is, how can they determine that there's no evidence of foul play so quickly? You know, shouldn't there be some investigations before they determine whether or not there was any foul play? Anyway, it goes on to say, we will seek answers independently. This is what the family is saying. We will seek answers independently from Delta State University and from the coroner's office. And if need be, independent from the state coroner's office, because we need answers as to what happened to Trey Reed, family attorney Vanessa J. Jones said in a statement, as reported by USA Today. Were there cameras? That'd be the first thing that you would want to check. Were there cameras? There should have been cameras at the university that could easily enlighten us as to what happened in the early morning of September the 15th, 2025, she added. A similar case was reported around the same time, this time last year in North Carolina, when Javovian Malik McGee was found dead and police ruled it a suicide by Reed's death. A suicide by hanging. Reed's death sent shockwaves through the school's online community and national organizations as those who knew him mourned the loss of the 21-year-old. Now, Trey Reed was a young man full of promise and warmth, deeply loved and respected by all who knew him. Civil rights attorney Ben Crump said Tuesday on social platform X, his family and the campus community deserve a full independent investigation to uncover the truth about what happened. I stand with them on that family. You know, a full investigation, independent investigation is absolutely needed. Hi there, Carol. I can see Conrad. I see you there. I'm going to admit you in 2 seconds and try this again. He said, we cannot accept vague conclusions when so many questions remain. He continued, I stand with this family and I will lead a team of civil rights leaders and organizations in pursuing transparency and answers for Trey's family. Family, I stand with the family on this as well. We need answers. We're all too familiar with the history of lynchings, and there's absolutely no way whatsoever that any of these sorts of crimes or incidences, you know, can go unchecked. Brother Conrad, please do take off your mute and camera if you can. That would be awesome. I'll continue until I can see you. So Crump will lead an investigation into the unexpected death of Reed. The NAACP described Reed's death as a lynching, while citing the current political climate as a potential motive. So what is your view and what is your opinion, family, in the chat? You know, does this come across to you as a lynching, or do you believe the police well, there hasn't been an investigation, but do you believe the police's initial thoughts that this is a suicide and that there is no foul play here? And if you believe that it is a suicide and there is no foul play, how is it that the police are able to come to such a conclusion so quickly? And of course, you know, the university should be full of cameras. All universities are full of cameras these days. Why has the camera footage of what happened not already been made available to the family? You know, I think every single one of us, CAB family, as a member of the African community, needs to be concerned about this particular incident and incidents like this in America, because those of us who are aware of the history will know only too well what it can lead to and how far it can go. Them people, them right-wingers, them KKK people in America, them no ramp, them no easy, yeah? And if this goes unchecked, things will get from bad to worse. And as said here, there is a particular climate in America at the moment that lends itself, you know, to this sort of thing. And the fact that it happened, something similar happened, same time last year. So what go on? Is there some kind of annual, you know, event that's happening where they feel that they need to lynch a brother or a sister? Is that what's going on? Rise up, brother Conrad. Are you still Yes, my brother. Yes. It's not working. Oh, yes. Yes. Right. Not. Oh, yeah. Family. Pipe you through. I wonder how I could do that. I've never done that. The sound. Let me put you on loudspeaker. I'll just finish this article, and then I'm going to put you on loudspeaker, and then let's see if they can hear you via audio. Okay. All righty. I'm just reading this article. I'm almost through reading this article. Please hang on online. Wait. Please. Okay. Thank you. All right, so let me quickly go back to the article, family, and then we'll come back to have a discussion about it after we try and hear from our brother Conrad live via my phone. So where did I get to? So let me continue. So we cannot accept vague conclusions when so many questions remain. He continued, I stand with the family and I will lead a team of civil rights leaders and organizations. I like that about America, that they've got teams of civil rights leaders and organizations. We need to have civil rights teams and organizations in every county, in every city where we are as a people, so that we can demand independent investigations into issues that are impacting on us as a people when the system fails us. So this is what's going to be happening now. So they said that they cannot accept vague conclusions. Quite rightly so as well. So the NAACP described Reed's death as a lynching while citing the current political climate as a potential motive. While initial reports offered no evidence of foul play, this is a quote, you'd have to excuse our skepticism amidst growing racial motivated violence targeted at our communities across the nation, the civil rights organization said in a statement on Instagram. You know, do they have every right to be skeptical about this particular incident, family? Remember the history of lynchings in America? You know, it's not so long ago. It's in our parents' lifetime that lynchings actually ended in America. So, okay, page is unresponsive. Let's wait. Okay. So Reed's body was recently sent to the Mississippi State Crime Lab for an official autopsy report. And Delta State University President Dan Innes said in a video shared online that the school will continue to release information as it becomes available. I would like us to have a conversation about that, family, after we try and hear the voice of our guest who is online today, Brother Conrad. So let me go over and let me just minimize what I've got going on in the background here and hope that it doesn't interfere too much with the broadcast. Right, let me put our brother on loudspeaker and see if you can hear his voice. Rise up, Brother Conrad. How you doing? Brother Conrad, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you well. I'm hearing you. Are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you. Let me just check if our audience is able to hear you on speaker. Let me also put you coming through on my speaker here. Let me take it off of one moment. I'm just sorting something here. See if I can get you on my, if I can Bluetooth you to a speaker. Right, rise up, Brother Conrad. Please talk to me. Let's see if it works. Brother Conrad? Yeah, can you hear me, Brother Conrad? Hold on, it's just searching for the boom. Wow, there's a storm going on outside here right now. Ooh, the rains are coming down. It's all going on here today. Right. Let me see if I can get you on that device. Right. Okay, Brother Conrad, rise up, rise up. Greetings. No, why is it not coming through my booth? Why are you not coming through? Okay, you know what I'm going to do? Please call again. I'm going to pick up your call on my laptop instead of on my phone. Let's try that way. We're trying everything, family. We're trying it all. The devil don't want you to hear the voice of this great man. But you know, we're going to do what we can to make it happen. Okay. So let's try through the laptop instead. Oof. So yeah, please start getting your thoughts together, family, about that particular case in Mississippi, because I think there needs to be, well, I'm not going to, you know, impose my thoughts of view on that straight away. Let's accept the call. Rise up, brother Conrad. Conrad, greetings.
Greetings. Are you hearing me loud and clear, Sister Shanice?
You're booming through my speaker box. Let me just check if our audience is able to hear you loud and clear as well. Family, I need you to let me know, are you hearing our brother Conrad? Brother Conrad, apologies, you know, no idea why we've had these challenges, but what I'd really love for us to do is to try another time offline to make it work, and then when it's convenient for you, that, you know, you come back live and direct and we get it right from the outset. But I know time is against us. So first of all, my beloved, please introduce yourself to our audience.
Well, my name is Conrad O'Brien. They call me the fireman. I am broadcast journalist, host of Straight Up News Talk 93 FM, and we're based on the campus of the University of the West Indies. And indeed, your audience can catch me weekdays from Monday to weekdays from 9 a.m. That's 9 a.m. Jamaica time until 12 noon. Of course, you'll be able to do the math based on the amount of hours that you are ahead of us. And as I said, they call me the fireman. I pride myself in speaking truth to power, no matter who the guy is. We carry no brief for anyone. So that's what it is. That's who I am in a nutshell.
Up, brother Conrad, it is indeed an honor and a privilege. I'm getting the messages in the chat that they're hearing you loud and clear. So I'm absolutely excited about that. And please do post the links to your talk show in the chat, you know, before you leave. Family, I've been tuning into our brother's talk shows. I even had the privilege of being a guest on his show as well. And these shows, if there's one show you want to listen to that's aired about the politics in Jamaica, this is definitely the show. My brother, give us a flavor of the sort of people who you interview on your show so that, you know, they can get an idea of what they can expect if they were to tune in to your show.
Indeed, I must say that I was quite delighted to have you as my spotlight guest Monday of this week, you know, and of course, talking about your book, Sister Shanice, and actually setting the record straight as it relates to our people, heritage, and the connection with Britain as it relates to our people who were actually sent to Jamaica and so on. So that was indeed a discussion that still continues to reverberate throughout the Jamaican land space here. And let me also say that I am committing myself to join you again next week or the following week, and I will be able to spend much more time with you, and then we're able to get it right, because certainly there has been a glitch today. But to answer your question, Sister Shanice, the kind of people that I interview the whole gamut. Because my program is not one-dimensional. While we may have a heavy bias towards the politics, especially Jamaican being a political charged society, so to speak, you know, the two major political parties, the PNP and the JLP, basically, you know, the people take the politics seriously, although what we have been seeing over the years, that kind of apathy, indeed, where there seems to be major corruption seeping in the politics, where we're seeing that heavy money is being used to influence how the election goes, and we can basically elaborate on some of the things that took place in this election that went on the 3rd of September. So the persons I interview, I interview ministers of government, I interview, although I must tell you that the Minister of Government from the JLP now from the government, most of them shied away from coming to me. Some even said that, listen, they will not appear on my program because they are, there's only one conclusion myself and my listener drew from that, and is because I'll be bowling what is described as hard ball. But it's not a matter of hard ball, because I don't seek to embarrass anyone. I just want to ask the question that is germane to the Jamaican people. And since I have been given the privilege and the honor to sit behind the microphone, I have to do the job in asking the question that the majority of Jamaicans would want to ask of their government. Now remember that the government is the custodians of the taxpayers' dollars right here in Jamaica land we love. So contrary to what many would say, that the opposition is a part of government. Indeed, the opposition members are voted in by the voters. When the dust is settled and you elect a government, especially a government that decides to govern in a particular way, there's little or nothing that the opposition can do than to just ask questions and to shout on top of their voices. We need a more activist society. I often describe the Jamaican society as a very domicile one, or a very docile one rather, because indeed we have seen where so many things have been happening. We have seen where corruption has never been as high as it is in Jamaica, and yet still we see the same government is given a term. Something is radically wrong, where the Prime Minister himself has been under the cloud of Sister Shanice?
Yes, hearing you loud and clear.
Hello?
Yes, we're hearing you
Yes,
loud and
I've
clear.
been under the cloud of illicit enrichment or allegation of illicit enrichment. It went to the IC. We saw where the PM took the IC to court to shut down even a major part of the regulation under the IC. Enrichment. We saw where the file is now with the FID, that is the Financial Investigation Branch, the chief body that is given the power to investigate financial crime. Indeed, the judges actually read to the Prime Minister, and anybody who is listening, when the judge's rule is read to you, that means you have to lawyer up and so on. It means that the thing has moved to a threshold of criminal investigation. And of course, we're saying is alleged allegations, but that is what it is. I don't know anywhere in the world where you have a serious democracy that, such a person or such an administration could get a third term. But it's what it is. We saw that happen here in Jamaica a couple of Wednesdays ago, the 3rd of September. And, it begs the question as to what has happened. But certainly we can deal what happened. We understand that there has voting suppression, seems to be awash with cash, and we have also where question is being asked about how the electoral themselves administers aspect of the election, because certainly coming out of CAFE, that's a watchdog group here in Jamaica, they are saying that a percentage, certainly 21% of the supervised or they worked at 21% of people who voted, who were there eligible to vote, did not vote, because even though they were in the lines at 5 o'clock when the poll, because when the poll closed, but the poll closed at 5 o'clock. However, you have, once you're in the line at that time, you have the right to poll your vote. So the question is right now on a lot of people's lips. Was it a free and fair election? And a lot of people are saying no, they don't believe it was. So the government seems to be embroiled in some form of illegitimacy. That is the claim from a number of people. No less the person than Bruce Golding, former Prime Minister and former leader of the Jamaica Labour Party. He was in the Gleaner yesterday, and he basically gives some amount of credence PNP is saying, because the PNP has raised a lot of questions, and he was saying that, listen, the government or the body should not take these questions that is raised by the PNP lightly. The investigation should take place. So we are waiting to see what will come of all of this, Sister Shanice.
Wow, thank you for that overview, beloved. Because the other question I wanted to ask was about the voter turnout, and you touched on that. You know, so the voter turnout was very low. I think it was less than 40% of the population.
Yes, 39% to be exact, yes.
Only 30, so 61% of the population, you know, at home, they didn't even participate in the process. I mean, in the elections, was it a form of protest? Is it apathy, or is it something more deeper? You know, is there generally a disillusionment then with the political system? You suggest that there's apathy, but to that extent, you know, and with all of the allegations of corruption, and we're all very familiar with the case of Usain Bolt that happened, and the Prime Minister taking his money out of the same company just before it went bust. With all of this, yeah, we're all with that. So, and so
yes,
for him to get a third term after, you know, 2 terms, 10 years. So is this really what the people of Jamaica are saying that they want, or is there a deeper problem with the 60%? I wonder if you could elaborate a bit more on that.
Well, I will, and I can tell you something, Sister Shanice. People like yourself who are members of the diaspora are very, very disgruntled, because I can tell you that quite a few people had basically jetted in register their disgust with the Holness administration. You know, we have seen where an entire plane load came down and they were celebrating, deciding that they were here to make a difference, registering their vote. But alas, their vote seems to had gone to naught by way of the ultimate results of the election. Although the People's National Party went into the election with 4 with now 28. So there has been some movement. They retained the 14 that they had, and they gained 14 on that. Of course, when the poll was closed, election night, they actually had 15. But by the morning, when the final count was done in central Kingston, that one went to the JLP. So there was a minus. The PNP had end up with that one with a positive 12 election night, and then they went to minus a negative 90. So that is questionable. Also, in that said constituency, about 200 plus votes, maybe about 250 votes, as I understand it, that was put. The PNP candidate, their former superintendent, Steve McGregor, those were spoiled ballots. There, the ballots were spoiled or indeed rejected, because people went in and write things like time come, Delroy must go, and that kind of thing, or Donovan must go, that kind of thing, which clearly suggests, based on what people are gleaning, that those persons who would have gone into the polling station and do that, they were actually paid by the opposite side, that would be the JLP, to write those. That's allegation, I'm saying. Let me put it clear, because I have no way of verifying it. But that is the allegation that comes up. But it is indeed questionable. 100 vote for one candidate in one election. On the other hand, you have nowhere at all close to that for the opposite side. You know, so to get back to the situation as to whether or not it's just plain apathy, you know, I guess not. What happened while we're seeing some amount of apathy here, and it must be noted, Sister Shani, is that this is the second lowest voter turnout we have had in the history of Jamaica in a general election. We had about 37% in 2025. We now have of 49%. So there is a 2% increase there. But nonetheless, it is very, very troubling and worrying that 61% of your qualified or eligible voting population has stayed away from the poll, whatever drove that. But what we have gleaned a lot is that the voter suppression played a major part of that. So people are not now, say, paid to go into the polling station and to vote for the party who made the payment, but they are now being asked to stay home. For example, one of the candidates, Miranda Wellington, down there in St. Elizabeth, she was up against the agriculture minister, or former agriculture minister, because I don't know if he will be given by the portfolio, Flight Green. She is saying that about 2,500 of her voters were actually suppressed, meaning that they were actually paid not to turn up to the polling station. All of these are allegations, as I said, because I have no proof of it. However, that is what is happening, because there's a thing that is done here. I don't know how that is used in Britain, you know, in the UK, but there is what is called the canvas here in Jamaica. So the political party, they would basically, you know, do the heavy lifting by combing through the district, the communities and so on, the home by home, house by house rather, and actually identify the PNP or JLP voter. So you will have pretty much an idea as to what you should expect on election day. And as I said, Miranda is saying that, listen, she believed that as much as 2,500 of her voters were actually suppressed. And we saw that all over the place in the Prime Minister's constituency itself of West Central, St. Andrew, when he was up against Paul Buchanan. Yeah. That one is a live issue right now in the Prime Minister's constituency. I gather that the PNP will be taking that one to the election, the courts to deal with it, because they believe that there was great anomaly in that constituency. So, whilst it is the court to decide on it, but we could very well see if the PNP gets its wish based on what they're saying, that they have evidence, if they would be able to prove that case, then we could see quite a bit of upstir in the parliament, because what that means, it means that the Prime Minister would actually be booted from the parliament until the case is set. Have to take up that reign and carry on. And we have seen, we have experience of something like this in the set constituency that the Prime Minister now is the member of Parliament. I think in 1997, Dr. Blaine had won the seat, and basically the Prime Minister cried forward that there was something there. He took it to the court, there was a runoff and so on, and then the seat was awarded to him. This time around, the PNP is saying that they have a similar case, and there is actually a template there to go off. So it's going to be very interesting to see what comes out of this situation. I gather that we should hear of the filing from the PNP anytime now. So we're watching that one. But certainly the situation here in Jamaica, as it relates to our democracy through the ballot, you know, we are having some concern. I put it no higher than that, but we are having some concerns on that. And it is something that is quite glaring. People said that, listen, they saw open vote buying taking place and so on. So all in all, you know, we need to have some recalibration of the system here, so we have a true reflection of one man, one vote, same man, same vote, and the suppression is not allowed to take place. Because what it means, Sister Shanice, is that proposals that put out there to benefit the people, because the people are so hungry, so to speak, then so you virtually starve the people, and when election time comes now, you have them being your pawn, so you can go there with your 5, 10, 15, 20, 30,000, depending on how high the bid is, and have them vote for you when they ignore the policies that would have put forward out there in our manifesto. Take, for example, the PNP had in its manifesto, first in the family to go to university, they would stand all the costs there, tuition and otherwise. They also had things like access to beach access, which is a big issue here in Jamaica for our people accessing the beach in the mean. They also have a situation to free up about $1 trillion in land. Land that people are said to be squatted on, which you have to be on the government land for upwards of 60 years and over. The PNP said that they were going to, move that down to 25 years. And the masses of our people who are on those lands from generation, they would now be qualified to get that reprieve from the government and the PNP. All of those things had gone through the tube, because it is said that suppression of voting and vote buying responsibly in a big way for all of that, the people not going out and really vote there, because if you notice the meeting and the energy and so on that was taking place during the campaign. Don't know if you were in Jamaica at that time. You was in Jamaica at that time, but certainly the energy was definitely there with the People's National Party, and we saw that actually fizzled. And they come home, although they came home with 28 seats, and they went in with 14. But this is major cause for concern, and I think all must be concerned, including the governing Jamaica Labour Party. Should they be honest, they must be concerned about where we are today in the electoral process right here in Jamaica land we love.
Right, we will continue to watch this space and to hear from you what the outcome of those investigations are. Any idea of the time scale? Because I would imagine right now, the newly elected Prime Minister is getting ready to be sworn in, and and at the same time.
Yes, he was sworn in yesterday, and I think maybe as we speak, the ceremony is taking place for his cabinet minister. However, that does not negate the opposition and the candidate going forward with the court action, because even if the court action had filed before he's sworn in, that would not stop him. That wouldn't able to prevent the Prime Minister from swearing, or a member of Parliament to swear in. But what happened once the court basically opined on this, then certainly, the member would have to vacate the Parliament, because he or she would be seen as a stranger in the house, as we say.
Right, so thanks for that report. We'll certainly be continuing to monitor the situation. Now, it's a really sad situation when the government cut the people where they're so hungry, that they're prepared to, be suppressed in such a way that they will accept money for votes. And it's not just in Jamaica this happens, as we know. It also happens across Africa. 2 strongs ago, I interviewed a presidential candidate for Uganda, and she was talking about the same problem, that just before election time, the ministers would come around and they would give bags of rice and money to the women, to secure the votes, but, not realizing that that is a short-term gain, a long-term loss, so they're going to suffer for another 5 years to enjoy, a meal for the day. And what she said she's doing is she's rolling out a training program and targeting it mainly the women as the head of the household, to make them aware of the importance of voting and the importance for them not to be bought out at election time. Do you think maybe a similar program needs to be rolled out across Jamaica, where this voter buy-in system is absolutely condemned, and whereby people realize the long-term power and benefits of their vote? Or is the apathy is such that, you know, they believe maybe that.
But I think that's what you just mentioned is impatient of debate right here in Jamaica. We need to go on that in a massive way. You know, there is a young attorney at law, Zalika Jess. She ran in St. Elizabeth in Northeast, like Miranda, who I told you that her vote was suppressed according to the information that is coming through. You know, Zalika Jess, she ran in a neighboring constituency, Southeast St. Elizabeth, and she came up against a serious assault.
Wow.
From the Jamaica Labour Party, as she explained to us, by way of the trucks of fertilizers that went into the constituency, the chicken that were purchased for people, and just the money that was spent to really and truly, after 5 years of not really offering quality representation, you went in there. And what is sad about this, you know, Sister Shanice, is the same people, the same poor people who goes to the shop and buy a pound of flour, a pound of rice, and GCT is charged on that. They are the same people whose money is used to purchase them at this time. You know, so it is indeed a vicious and a wicked cycle. And I'm saying that I am condemning this from whichever side it is coming from.
Absolutely.
Whichever side it's coming from,
Yes.
I am definitely condemning it.
Absolutely.
So, you know, Sister Shanice, as you say, we went off to a late start.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to leave you now.
Yeah.
And certainly, as I promised, we will make good so we can come on. So the people will be able, especially females,
Yeah.
they will be able to see my handsome face.
Well, Sister Jacqueline might already know and have seen your handsome face. She's thanking you for being the voice of the voiceless, and she's listening in from JA. And so rise up. Yes, indeed, we look forward to seeing your handsome face live and direct on the program. We'll iron out the issues before then. Thank you. You've given us a good sound flavor of where we stand at the moment in Jamaica, the issues that are being raised, the potential investigations that are likely to be ongoing quite soon. Thank you so much. You certainly were at the time.
Just one quick thing to wrap. You know, I want to say that I heard from my diaspora brothers and sisters across the UK, Canada, and indeed the United States of America, who express so much disgust and say, listen, some of them use the term to say, listen, them can't but I call them and ask them to send no money to remittance come give them, because they are not going to do it. But I want to basically plead for mercy, because indeed our people, a lot of our people are really, really at the bottom of the scale and they need the help. So what I will advise is to say to our brothers and sisters, try and educate, try and, you know, really and truly do what you can to ensure that the people basically are in a better position, and you educate them as to their right and what voting means. Remind them that this did not come lightly. It came to us by way of the blood, sweat, and tears of our foreparents. Conrad O'Brien, the fireman, signing out. Thanks very much for having me this afternoon, Sister Shanice.
Hear your voice. Rise up, stay strong and powerful. And I've posted the link to your show in the chat, and hopefully our family will be joining you live on your shows as well.
I will be on tomorrow. I'll be on tomorrow, 9 a.m. Jamaica time, and straight up News Start 93 FM. I will also be streaming via the Conrad OB TikTok page. So join me. It will be a delight.
So that's 3 o'clock UK time. Thank you so much, Brother Conrad. More strength, more power to you. One love.
All the best. God bless you.
One love. Blessings back at you. Okay, family. Wow, we finally managed to hear the voice of our Brother Conrad, and you know why they call him Fireman, you know, and it's not surprising that he wasn't able to come through. The gremlins, you know, didn't want you to see and, you know, feel the energy that was coming, you know, from him. but you could hear the energy, and I'm sure that was coming from our brother. And he's out there fighting, you know, for justice for our people. So rise up, our brother. And as you heard, he's promised that, you know, we'll try and rectify the problem so that he can come live and direct to us next time. Okay, so where are we? We are 25 minutes away from the top of the hour, and I read the article earlier about the situation in Mississippi. I want to hear what your views, thoughts, and opinions are on that. I am absolutely devastated about what happened, and I'm very concerned about this situation in Mississippi. My worry is if we take this lightly as a people, if we don't make our voices heard right across the world about what's happening, and if these people, who in our history was responsible for committing these sorts of acts against our people, feel emboldened to the point where they feel that they can start doing it again, then everybody's in trouble. We are all in serious trouble, family. And so we have got to speak up and speak out about what's going on. What are your thoughts about that? Also, family, I want to share with you a program of events that I've got lined up. Let me show the screen so that you can see what the events are. Dates for your diary, family. Okay, as I said earlier, the month of October is African History Month or Black History Month. Okay, it's a whole month of history in the UK, and I have put together 8 unforgettable online reading sessions for you, our family. So I know a lot of you have got busy lifestyles, and I know a lot of you may not get the time to actually read the book, and I want to thank those of you who've actually bought the book. Some of you have bought it and haven't even started reading it yet. Some of you have bought it and have started reading it, and I thank you all wherever you are on that spectrum. But what I've decided to do is, rather than sit and wait for you all to read the book, buy the book and read the book, I am going to, over 8 sessions, read a substantial number of each of the chapters in each of those sessions. Yeah. So this is a book, as you know, that actually reveals a lot of our hidden British history. You will know from the works that I've been doing that I have uncovered a huge amount of archaeological, genetic, linguistic, and legal, and documented evidence that we are the original founding fathers of Britain. And I am so passionate about getting this information out there that during African History Month, you can actually join me on these sessions. Okay, so the first session starts on Monday, the 6th of October at 7 p.m. BST time, and that is 6 p.m. GMT time, and that is about 1 p.m. BST time, Jamaica time. I'd have to check that time in Jamaica and in America. Okay. But it would be wonderful if you were able to join me for these sessions. I am going to be reading my chapters from my book. Let me tell you what chapters I'm going to be reading and when. Okay, so on the first session, I'm going to be reading chapter 1 through to chapter 3. Footsteps Through Time, chapter 1. Chapter 2, Africa's imprint on the world during ancient times. And chapter 3, the historical exploration of the ancient British identities. Now, these chapters is going to lay the foundation. It's going to bring the information that you need to actually clearly establish the fact that we, as Africans, were the original people of Britain. We chart the migration of our family, okay, during those times. Let me quickly bring up my notes for you and give you a bit more of what you can expect. And also, just to say as well, some people might think, oh, African history isn't important. What do you think in the chat? Is our history important? Should we still be looking into our history? What can we learn from our history? You know, I actually believe that our history is very, very important and that we need to know our history so that we can learn the lessons from our history to ensure that certain patterns of behavior are addressed and that history doesn't repeat itself time and time again. That's why it's so important, for example, that we all know the history of the lynchings that used to happen in America. Because if we don't recognize the signs and see what's going on, remember when they were lynching us in our hundreds, possibly thousands, back then in America, it started with one lynching. It started with one hanging, one of our brothers and sisters, mothers or fathers, hanging from that tree, and nothing was done about it. Not enough was said about it. That's why they felt emboldened to be able to do it again and again and again. And we need to learn from our history that something like this cannot go unchecked. Otherwise, not only will it be happening in America, it could even start happening where we are in the world as well. So history is really important. Plus, history can actually empower us as a people. The knowledge that you have of your history actually shapes your mind, you know, and it was decades ago that I started researching and reading about our history, mainly on the continent of Africa. And I learned of those great empires and our greatness by people like Sheikh Anta Diop, learned from Robin Walker when we ruled, learned from greats like Chancellor Williams, the list goes on, the list goes on. But, you know, there were so many great books that I was reading back then to learn of our greatness of Africa, our kingdoms, our cities that we built. And then the big question is, well, what happened? How is it that we managed to fall so low? If we don't know our history, when we rise again, the same thing will happen again. So our history needs to shape our minds and empower us to know about where we went wrong, and also to make us aware of our former greatness so that, you know, we can instill the confidence in our young people that they need to realize their greatness, because the educational curriculum isn't going to be teaching our children about their greatness. We are going to have to do that ourselves. Yes, rise up, Brother Kwame. Let me admit you. You're welcome. The link is in the chat. If you want to join us, you are welcome to do so. And so join me for part one. That's going to be on Monday, the 6th of October. And you can actually register from today via Eventbrite. Okay, so register via Eventbrite. You know, discover the roots of our history. In Britain, we have a phenomenal amount of history. And these sessions are going to empower not just the adults, but the children as well. So give your children the gift of knowledge. Give your children the gift of knowledge of their African history in Britain. Let them see themselves in the pages of British history. They're not going to be learning about this in school, college, or university. You can register now via Eventbrite, okay? So make sure you do. The dates for each of the sessions are there. It's going to be on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Okay, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, over 3 strongs. So really looking forward to you joining me for those sessions. Brother Kwame Obaje.
Yes, ma'am. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. And yourself?
Good, good, good. I'm not bad. And big up to Brother Conrad. Nice one, man.
Yeah, what a brother.
Yeah, Mommy Shanice. Well. I'm not surprised what happened in Mississippi. I mean, because that state is known for its racial murders with Brother Emmett Till,
yes.
Brother Medgar Evers, and Brother James Chaney. My thoughts go to the family of Brother Trey Reed. I'm very sorry to hear what happened to him. It was not. I mean, it was not an accidental murder, Shanice. It's like, no, I'm not saying. I'm saying it was not an accident, Shanice. It was racial lynching. It was racial lynching. You and I know what is deliberate and what is, what is not. And for me, as Kwame Abuaji, as a Pan-Africanist for 31 years, I know what happens to our people. It was a lynching.
Yes.
It was a lynching, and these people are liars.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me that what happened to our brother Trey Reed was an accident? Excuse me, I might not be forensic, but when I know murder, and it was deliberate. He was racially lynched, Shanice.
Yeah.
You know it. Everyone knows it. All of us know it.
It has all the hallmarks of a lynching, doesn't it? I mean, who goes and hangs themselves from a tree? You know, if you do something like that,
nobody would do that. Right man would do that. He was lynched. Trey Reed was lynched.
Yeah, yeah. It has all the hallmarks of a lynching. And then why would the police very quickly try to determine that there are no suspicious circumstances before they've even carried out their investigation?
I mean, Sister Denise, it smells of corruption.
Yeah,
it smells of corruption. And listen to me as on your show tonight. We African people better unite with each other. Yeah, because enough is enough. These people, our mission is to destroy us. You remember what happened to that Charlie Church last week, Shanice? When it was the boy was racially disrespecting us, yeah? Now his own took him out. Thank goodness it wasn't us, yeah, but his own took him out, yeah? But they're still threatening us.
Yeah. Yes, my brother, I believe he was taken out. What's the name of the European? I think
Charlie Kirk.
Charlie
Kirk.
What, Kirk?
Charlie Kirk.
That's it.
He was murdered in Utah, which is predominantly white. Ask Sister Shanobia. You can ask Sister Shanobia what I'm saying. Let me tell you before I go, Shanice, that we must unite, because these people, their mission is to wipe us out. They won't do it to Brother Trey Reed. They'll do it to any one of us. What happened in Mississippi? I'm not surprised. Like I mentioned to you before, that it's not the first time that state is known for its nastiness against African people. Like I said, they did it to Emmett Till. They did it to Medgar Evers. They did it to James Kennedy. How many more of our brothers and sisters are going to do that to? Yeah, now they're doing it to Trey Reed. How many more of this? But Sister Shanice, take care of yourself as always.
Rise up, Brother Kwame Aboje, some serious questions there. How many more of us, before we wake up and realize what's going on and are prepared to stand up to say something or do something about it? Absolutely agree with you. Family, if you want to jump on, you're welcome. Just scroll up. The link is in the chat. Just as Kwame Aboje came on, you don't have to turn on your camera. Just let us hear your views and thoughts. Be delighted to hear from you. I've just posted the link to the Black History Month series of events. It'd be wonderful to have you join me for those sessions as well. S.A. Smith's in the house. Rise up. She's saying that he had broken limbs. You're not going to break up your own limbs before you hang yourself from a tree. How can they rule that this, was suicide and that there was no foul play if he had broken limbs and was hanging from a tree? The police has the same playbook as they did back in the Jim Crow days. And you know what's so sad about this? What makes it even worse and even more heartbreaking is that the police, I don't know what position he held, but say he was the police governor for Mississippi, he's an African. He's obviously a black face in a high place that has no loyalty or allegiance to his people. How? And he was even kind of smirking. It looked like he had a smirk on his face when he was, giving his verdict. What do you think, family? Jacqueline says, my God, it's like we are going back to the place where we were once. Indeed, racism is high everywhere. All in Jamaica, it started. What? You see? And this is the climate, that this American government and President Trump is creating around the world. A climate where people feel emboldened, to actually talk about their racism and be blatant about it. There was a huge demo, well, it wasn't that huge actually, but the extreme right wing here in Britain came out in force at the strong end, but there was an even bigger counter demonstration. Over 100,000 people turned up to counter the demonstration of the white racists here in Britain. But at the end of the day, how do you tell one racist from another? How do you know who's the good guy and who's the bad guy, you know, in the situation? And you know, I'm starting now even to hear Asian people talking out about it, because they're feeling, you know, the whip end of the racism that's being meted out by the white people, maybe more so. You know, we've been feeling it all the time as Black people. We know how to deal with it, yeah? A lot of us know how to deal with them and how to deal with it. But the Indians haven't really been feeling, you know, the hardball racism that we have been experiencing for some time. But now, you know, they're starting to feel it. So here them talk about Black and brown people. You see how they remember they're brown when they're ready, you know? We had this back in the 70s when racism was at its height, yeah? And Black people, you know, were standing up and fighting against racism. We were fighting against racism, even on behalf of the Indians and the Asians. And then what happened was the local government decided, oh, let's throw some money at them, and then they'll shut up and go away. And who do you think was at the front of the queue to collect all of the money? The Asians were. And suddenly they forgot that they were Black or brown anymore. They were business people, and they used the money to set up in business and left us standing at the door. And here they come again, now claiming, you know, to be the victims of racism and wanting to stand with us. I mean, what are your thoughts about that? Those of you who know the history of the 70s, you know, and the bad behavior of the Asians, after we used to defend them and fight for them, you know, should we forgive them? And stand alongside them and fight against the racists, or should we kick them to the curb and continue fighting on our own as we have been? Rise up, Brother Gerald in the house. He said we should all be outraged and we must be united. And that is with regards to the lynching that happened in Mississippi. Absolutely agree. You know, let's talk about it with our children. Let our young people know the history of the lynchings, as awful as it is and as disempowering as it is. You know, but we have got to get back into positions of control and economic positions of power as well, so that we can do something about this. And we need to make sure that we encourage more of our children to go into the legal professions, because we need more of them standing, you know, as civil rights lawyers. We need more of them being the voices of the voiceless and the voices of our community. Rise up, the Buffalo Soul Dresses. Rise up, rise up. She says, news outlets have now said they found no broken limbs. But how true or false could this finding be? S.A. Smith says, I was upset when I saw a Black man, delivering this narrative to us. I was so hurt as well. Whether they're claiming that he had broken limbs or not, I rise up the family. They're saying they want an independent autopsy. So the truth will come out. And we need to hear the truth of this. Let me continue to read your comments. Let me know your comments. Synovia is saying, never will I forgive. Hell no, it's still happening. And that's the reality. You know, this is lynchings. We can't afford lynching to come back, you know, people. Let me tell you this, if they are allowed to bring back lynching in Mississippi, then they're going to be lynching our family in all of the other states across America and even in other parts of Europe as well. This has got to be stamped on from a very high level, and every single one of us needs to get on our high horse and stamp on this one and stamp it out, okay? It cannot go unchecked. Right, let me quickly also just go back to remind you about some of these events that I would be delighted for you to join me and right, so let's bring that one up. Yeah, join me up. So if you're just joining me, I'm just letting you know that I'm going to be delivering 8 unforgettable, memorable Black History Month online sessions. The first one starts on the 6th of October. They're going to be 2 hours, at least 2 hours per session, from 7 through to 9 p.m. There's going to be quizzes. There's going to be workshops, breakout groups. You know, I've already structured it in a way that it's going to be interactive. Rise up for Sister Verna as well. who's a coach and trainer, who's been giving me some feedback on these sessions. So it's going to be interactive. It's going to be fun. There's going to be quizzes. Okay. Session 2 is going to be on the 7th of October, Tuesday, the 7th of October. Session 3, Thursday, the 9th of October. Then we repeat on the same days again. Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday of the following strong 13th, 14th, and 16th. And then we have the final 2 sessions on Monday, the 20th of October, and on Tuesday, the 21st of October. Okay. These are going to be unforgettable events. So I'm going to be reading from my book, Hidden in the Shadows of Ancient Britain, an Erased African History Restored. And if you attend all those 8 sessions, family, you are going to come away with so much knowledge and information about us as Africans in Britain from ancient times that you're not going to learn about this in school, colleges, or universities. Okay, so make sure you bring your children and your young people to these events. Okay, each time you register, you will get a code that will enable you to attend the event. Okay, so go online, go to Eventbrite and register. I've posted the link in the chat. I've made the prices very affordable, only $5.99, and that includes the booking fee. So I'm absorbing the booking fee, okay? And these sessions are going to be phenomenal, okay? Even if I do say so myself, because I'm going to make sure that they are phenomenal and that you get more than your money's worth for each of these sessions. So if you haven't had the time to read my book, or if you've yet to buy my book, Hidden in the Shadows of Ancient Britain, get the book now, and then you'll be able to follow me as I do the reading on these sessions. And then in the breakout groups, we're going to have some quizzes. It's going to be fun. I might even try and throw in some prizes for you. Okay, so support the works, family. Book up, not just for one, for all of the sessions, and you and your family from the comfort of your own home. Join me, okay, as I read through the sessions. You're going to learn about some of the ancient kings and queens of Britain. You're going to learn about some of the sciences that we brought. You're going to learn about the civilizations that existed in Britain during those times. You know, the trades, how we traded with each other, the evidence, very importantly, to substantiate what I'm saying. You're going to be hearing and learning about that as well on these sessions. Okay, so do register. Go to Eventbrite now and register. And Jacqueline's asking if there's a cost for the class. Yes, the cost is £5.99. So I've kept the cost very reasonable. It's just £5.99. And if you do all the sessions, you'll be able to get a bundle price as well. So it's just £5.99 per session. The bundle price, I think, is £40. And so look out for that as well. So these are, you know, basically early bird prices. So jump on soon, as quickly as you can. I'm also going to be going into the history of Queen Scotia, who Scotland was named after. Many of us are aware that Scotland was named after an African Egyptian queen, but how many of us know her story? If you don't, get to know, register for these classes. You're not going to learn about it in the mainstream education system. Okay, so let me stop sharing there. You can go to Eventbrite yourself and you can get a flavor of what I'm going to be delivering in each of the sessions. And I certainly look forward to you joining me for the Black History Month online special. So just go to Eventbrite and search for Black History Month online special, and you will actually find me there, okay? And you'll find the works there as well. So thank you so much in advance for your support. Let me go to the chat. Let me find out what you're saying in the chat. Remember, I've posted the link to Brother Conrad's talk show. Brother Conrad, fireman them call him, because when him starting him is indeed fire. Okay, so you can go to the chat and get the link for his talk shows. He's going to be on tomorrow. I'll definitely be listening. Also, family, I'm delighted to let you know that I'm going to be a guest on Sister Kaboo's show on IRI FM this coming Sunday at 8:30 a.m. Jamaica time. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. So that's 2:30 p.m. UK time, 2:30 p.m. Tune in to IRI FM Jamaica. I am going to be a guest on Sister Kaboo's show. It's an absolute honor and privilege. A sister who is on fire for African history. And I want to rise up our sister Doris, Brother Rasso Shing, and others, you know, who reached out to her on my behalf. Sister Sharon, Brother Theo, want to rise you all up for the support that you have been giving me in my efforts to get the information about my book out to the ears of the Jamaican people. Because for those of you who have gone beyond my book and the history up to the Middle Ages in Europe, you will know that what happened to the Africans of Britain. You will know that those Africans who had populated and brought civilization and were the rulers of England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales were actually transported from England to the Caribbean and the Americas. And so many of the Jamaicans actually have a heritage, in Britain, and many of the Jamaicans also have a heritage in Britain as well. But it's part of the history that they have tried to erase. But when I was bringing the history to our people's like, nah, man, I can't believe it. So my book goes back to ancient times, and it tracks the migration of our people from Africa to when we settled in Britain. And there's evidence and there's proof of our existence there, and it's all in the book. Wow, wow, wow. Family. Oh, I could go on for another hour, but what's Synovia, one more time, what is the name of the show that you will be a guest on? Okay, the show is going to be on this coming Sunday on IRI FM. So if you go to IRI FM Jamaica, you will actually have to register to be able to listen in, but it's one of Jamaica's most popular radio stations, and I'm going to be talking about my book, and I'm going to be sharing with the people there, okay, because they're the people who are transported from Britain. And so it's IRI FM. I'm going to be a guest on Sister Kaboo's show. She's going to be interviewing me. It's going to be at 8:30 a.m. Jamaica time, which is 2:30 p.m. UK time. Okay, so please do tune in. IRI FM Jamaica. Okay, I am so delighted, and we've already made one friend here in Jamaica, big friend, Brother Fire, who's already appeared on the show today, and will be coming back in a couple of Strong's time. Next Strong, we've got Brother Theo, who's written a book on AI. We're going to be talking about African intelligence, artificial intelligence, and make sure that you log on to that show next Wednesday, because you know we have got to be at the forefront of what's happening now on in terms of African intelligence, the AI. Okay, family, thank you each and every one of you for joining me in the chat today. It's been a privilege and an honor. We have to do what we need to do to ensure that there is not another case of this brother, you know, like we've had of this brother, because I tell you, until 2 of them start hanging from the tree, like one of we are hanging from the tree, and that's what happen for this thing to stop, you know. So I hope some of you man them who love take out to one another, ready for God do what you need for do. Anyway, let me just leave it there, sir, and don't say no more, because otherwise they're not gonna make this thing come out here. So, family, rise up. Check me out on Sunday on IRI FM, and all being well, check me out on Saturday on Galaxy Afui Radio. Going to be doing a talk show there, 10 a.m. UK time, Galaxy Afui Radio. You can get us on Zeno, and the website. And all being well, I'll be back next Wednesday. Sister Shanice, out of here.